The Oklahoma Sports Grind podcast is presented to you by our sponsors. XR Tickets, the latest in all concert and sports athletic events nationwide. XRTickets.com. Blueprint Graphics. And Rapid Service Center in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Visit us online at rapidautorepair.com. And now here's your host, Austin Wood, and Coach Andrew Tice.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Grind. I'm Austin Wood, and I'm here with Andrew Tice. We're going to do our weekly preview picks for this week. We have high school football. It's going to be an interesting week of football as well in the college ranks. Let's go ahead and get things started.
All right, yeah, we got some really good picks here. And starting in Class 6A, we have a Thursday night matchup, Lawton visiting Putnam City West.
That's an intriguing matchup, I think, especially for I like PC West. I like what they're doing there. They have a big-bodied quarterback. They have a running back who's a true freshman, or he's a freshman that's playing. He's very, very skilled, quick, hard to tackle. I got to see him play against Dale City. Lawton, they're big, they're fast, they're quick, they're very good, very well coached. I think they come in. I think they win. I think that they're going to be a little bit too much for PC West to handle. I got them winning 45-35.
Okay, yeah, I have the same thing. I got the score a little bit different, though. I think Lawton overall is a better team. Putnam City West has definitely improved, but I do have Lawton winning 31-7. Our next game is going to be Friday night. Choctaw traveling up to Enid, Oklahoma, taking on the Plainsmen.
Man, Enid, we both know that that's not a place you want to go play in because it's kind of scary. It's kind of like Morgantown. It's kind of like, it's just one of those Texas Tech. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of team they have. It's always a tough place to play.
And the harder part about that is there's not a track around the field, so the stadiums are a little bit closer to the field. It can get very rowdy up there.
Yeah. I think Choctaw, they got some question marks now at quarterback. Is Braden Hunt going to be able to come back? What's his status? I think that's unknown right now. They have, three other quarterbacks who played a little bit last week. They need to get the running game going, get Sean Thompson the ball, get Tyrell Bell the ball a little bit. Defensively, they need to play a little bit better too. I think that they do beat Enid. I got them winning 35-17.
I do agree with you on that. I do have Choctaw winning as well. I think they'll get everything fixed. Just overall the better team in this matchup. Choctaw wins 31-21. Our next matchup, it's going to be a little bit of an Edlum matchup. It's going to be Edmond Memorial taking on Edmond Santa Fe.
Memorial, man, they impressed me last week when they hung around with Mustang. I thought Mustang was going to put it to them, but they fought. They were scrappy. Santa Fe is not a pushover either. They gave Southmore all that they could handle. So I think this is going to be an intriguing matchup to go and see. I'm going to go. I think Santa Fe just is a little bit too much for Memorial. Just breaking down the matchup personally. I got 28-24. Looks like Santa Fe is going to pull that one out.
Yeah, I have Santa Fe winning as well, 38-24. I think Santa Fe overall is the better athletic team, especially with Calvin Bundage. Memorial is getting there, but they're just not there yet. Our next game is going to be the Bombers, Midwest City, traveling to Lawton Ike, Cameron Stadium.
Yeah, Lawton Ike has struggled so far this season. They are 0-3, and Midwest City is looking very good on defense. And I think defensively they are going to carry that team all season long. You have a lot of two-way players. Alik, had a big game last week. You look at Evan. There's just so many talented players on that defense. Warren up front. Midwest City wins that one big, and they win that one 49-10.
I still have a lot of question marks on offense for the Bombers. I think they have a chance to be very good. But I think going into a situation where you're going down to Cameron Stadium, it's always hard to play down in Lawton. I do have the Bombers winning, though, 34-14. Moving on, we have our next game, Sand Springs traveling to Bartlesville.
That's an intriguing matchup. Both teams come into the season pretty good. A lot of people are, looking at Bartlesville to, be a kind of a sleeper team in 6A2. We already know what Sand Springs offers. They're a very physical, scrappy team. This game is being played in Bartlesville. I think that's going to be a difference here. I've seen a little bit of film on both teams. I like what Bartlesville's doing. I think that they pull this one out at home. We're going to go 35-28.
It's a good score. I also have Bartlesville winning. I have them winning 28-21. Passing game for Bartlesville is very good, but Sand Springs has definitely improved over the last few years. And those are our picks for Class 6A. We are moving down to 5A now, and our first game in 5A is a very good matchup. The Eagles of Dell City traveling to Ardmore.
Yeah, we were looking up Ardmore, and we were just breaking down there how impressive have they been so far this season. Dell City, they have some question marks for me after last week's game. They played a good defense, and Ardmore is going to bring a defense that is very, very daunting. They haven't given up very many yardage or points all season. After last week, seeing Dell City again for the second time, defensively, still so many question marks there. Offensively, who's going to step up besides Terry Wilson and Cecil Cole? I look for Ardmore to pull this one out, and I'm going to go, I think Ardmore wins 35-21.
Well, I think the Eagles have a good shot of winning this game. I have them winning 38-35. Our next game in Class 5A is going to be Western Heights visiting Carl Albert.
Yeah, Carl Albert puts this one away early. They got them winning 50-27. I think that's not much to say about that game.
Yeah, I have Carl Albert winning as well, 41-21. Western Heights is a lot better, but Carl Albert definitely the better team with Diego Richards and Braxton Dickerson, and it's just the whole Titan football team, just overall a better football team. Mm-hmm. Moving down to Class 4A, we have another good matchup here, McLeod versus Hara.
Yeah, that's kind of an intriguing matchup. I think Hara they're just so big on the offensive line. The running game is pretty good for them. Defensively, they've played better. I expect them to come out and play well this week. They came back and bounced back and got the win last week after the tough loss to Jones. I'm going to go Hara in this game 45-14.
I am going to go ahead and go that way as well. I think McLeod has a good chance of being a really good football team. They're not there yet. They have a great leader and head football coach, Rusty Hall. They will get there. But I think overall right now, Hara is a better football team, and they win 35-7. Our next game in Class 4A is going to be a good matchup as well. It's Tuttle versus Tecumseh.
Yeah, those Tuttle Tigers, they're impressive, though, this season. They've had some good wins. Tuttle, Week 1, beat Davis. Davis, is the defending back-to-back state champions in Class 2A. I think Tuttle's going to be more than Tecumseh can handle this game. I know Tecumseh's fought well this season. Their record doesn't really reflect how well that they've played. I'm going to go Tuttle 31. I'm going to go Tecumseh 10.
Tecumseh's lost a few games here this season already, but they've played very close games as well. They're about a touchdown and a few points away from winning ball games, and I'm going to go ahead and say Tuttle does win this one, but I think it's going to be a really close matchup, but I say Tuttle wins 31-28. Moving down to Class 3A, we have Meeker at Bethany.
Yeah, Bethany, they made the playoffs last year. Pretty good team there in Class 3A. Meeker, they can put up some points. I think Bethany, just looking over their overall schedule and who they've played and how well that they've dominated people, I think they take care of Meeker. I think they win 35-21.
I believe that as well. I think Meeker is a very good football team. Bethany as well, but I do have Meeker winning 31-28. I think Meeker is overall the better football team matchup-wise. Moving down to Class 2A, another intriguing matchup, Millwood versus Oklahoma Christian School.
Yeah, I think both teams. You look at OCS; they're 0-3, and you look at Millwood, and they're 0-1. Their game got canceled early in the season due to the refs not showing up, which is
terrible. That's just terrible,
yeah,
by the way.
That's a shame.
And I'm sorry, but when it comes down to that, I do have to say something on that. If you're part of that association, you need to get that corrected, because you can't just sit there and say, "Well, I had it down for one day, when you guys had it down from the other day." There are so many outlets out there that have these school schedules. That's on you. Mm-hmm. So that was terrible.
Yeah, that's like them saying, well, I had your payday down as one day and you thought it was something different and you don't get paid on the day you were supposed to. It's not right, Yeah. Those kids were looking forward to that. They worked hard for that game. A lot of preparation went into that game, all for the referees not to show up. Yeah. Delay it and call some referees and get them over there. You can make it happen. Yeah. I was very unhappy with that as well. Back to the game, Millwood and OCS. Millwood, I just think that they have too many athletes. I think they win this game 27-10.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. Millwood has a really good player right now. McAllister, his father is actually Midwest City Bomber, and Greg McAllister, a great athlete for Millwood, but I do have Millwood winning as well, 24-7. All right, and those will be our high school picks. We will get to our high school game of the week, but let's go ahead and get our college roundup started here. And our first game up is a very good Big 12 matchup, and it's going to be Oklahoma State visiting Texas.
When you say very good, what are you talking about?
Well, historically and name wise, it's going to be it's going to be a blowout.
Texas sucks, bro.
Texas is terrible. You come back, you score the touchdown, you tied the game up. Oh wait, let's pull a Texas and mix the extra point.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Yeah, that's a tough way to lose to Cal. Makes my heart happy to see that as an OU fan, though. I'm going to have to go with the Cowboys here. I think that they get the running game going. I think they're able to put up some points. Texas just doesn't have – they're not going to be able to stop them defensively. They've given up so many points in the last – you look at their – dating back to last season, they've given up over 200 points, I believe, in the last 5 games. That's, almost 40 – that's 40 points a game, somewhere around there. Oklahoma State's going to put up some points. They're going to win 45. I bet they're up 45-14. Texas gets a late touchdown, makes it 45-21. I think that'll be the final, 45-21, O State.
A lot of people have been calling this a trap game for OSU, saying you're going into DKR, you're playing a Texas team that has a chip on their shoulder, you're playing a team that, just recently lost their AD. They're going to be fired up. They're going to be ready to play in the Big 12. And I'm not buying it. Texas is not a good football team, and I'm sorry. Texas, without one person in the last 15 years, Texas would be, as Colin Cowherd would say, a better uniformed Purdue team of the Big Ten. And he said that, and I think it's true. Mac Brown really changed that program, and he did great things for that. And in recent years, it's just Texas football. What have you done for me lately? And no, it's not a good, matchup-wise on the field, Johnny's and Joe's and X's and O's. Oklahoma State's going to win this, and they're going to win this big. I think Oklahoma State can pull it out and win 35-17. Going to our next college game, I have, Utah versus Oregon.
It's kind of an intriguing matchup. You look at the Utah quarterback, Kendall Thompson, former OU quarterback. He's getting some opportunity to play now, and he played well in their last game. They picked up the W there. Oregon, it's in Eugene, so it's going to be a tough place to play. That place is going to be rocking. Oregon's probably going to get some brand new uniforms for this game, as they do every game. Phil Knight's just giving them all kinds of stuff there, which is really cool. I like Oregon in this matchup. I think it'll be a close game. I don't think it'll be as high scoring as probably most people will pick. I'm going to take Oregon. I'm going to go 35. I think Utah was able to put up 27. I think it's going to be a close game, like I said, 35-27 Oregon.
I have Oregon winning as well. I think it'll be a close matchup. I think Oregon will win 34-24. And our ESPN College Game Day game of the week is going to be UCLA at Arizona.
Yeah, that is an intriguing matchup. I think because I don't know what to think about Arizona. I mean, their defense to me has kind of struggled so far. UCLA, they got a good quarterback. He's a young guy though, so he's bound to make mistakes. But if he can avoid the turnover bug there, UCLA pulls that game out, wins 42-31.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on that as well. I have UCLA winning 38-28. And that'll wrap it up for our college games. We're going to go ahead and move back to high school for our game of the week. And our game of the week is going to be Luther visiting Christian Heritage Academy for our Week 4 game of the week.
Yeah, we talked about this game some. I think it's an intriguing matchup. They played last year, and Christian Heritage pulled the game out. They won, I believe, by 1 point. It was a shootout, 51-50, 52-51, something like that.
51-50.
Yeah, it was a close game, and Christian Heritage was able to pull it out at the end. That was in Luther. This time we're in Christian Heritage. Christian Heritage is coming off of a tough loss to Tallahena on the road. Coach Merrill is good at adjustments.
Boy.
He knows how to get things done and changed around there and find what works. Lemieux needs the ball 70% of the time in his hands some way, whether he's flexed out as a receiver, or you hand it off to him in the backfield, or let him run a little wildcat or something. He is a difference maker, and he is a playmaker. I know he plays on both sides of the ball, so it's a little tough to get him that many times. But I think that he's going to be the difference maker in this game. I like the score 49-48, Christian Heritage. Luther is a good team. I'll let you talk a little bit about the running back for Luther.
Yeah, I think this is a good game matchup-wise. For Christian Heritage Academy, you have a guy like Joseph Lemieux. He's a running back for Christian Heritage Academy. You also have quarterback Camden Cargill. You got a wide receiver in Ehlers, who's a sophomore. You got a really good offensive scheme that Coach Merrill has really put together, and he has a great coaching staff, great support staff as well. It's going to be a very good game. Matchup-wise, I think Luther does have the better athletes overall. I like running back Maurice White. Maurice, I know personally, I've coached Maurice when he was back in Midwest City before moving out to Luther. Maurice is a phenomenal athlete. So I kind of like what Luther does offensively. Really basic football, running the ball, off tackle and stuff like that. But Christian Heritage Academy, their defense, they have a very good defense as well. So it will be tough to stop the running game of Luther, but it's also going to be tough for Luther to stop the running game of Christian Heritage Academy. And if you can, well, you just give Camden Cargill the time to throw the football and definitely make some plays in the air. But overall, it is played at home. Christian Heritage Academy, they did lose a few guys last year. Luther brings back a lot of guys. It being so close last year, I think this year somebody's going to definitely win the game a little bit more than just by 1 point. But I do have Luther edging out Christian Heritage Academy 31-28 by a field goal.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting matchup. I think we'll talk about our picks overall. You got me last week. You got the better of things. You went. Good. Yeah, about time. I was waiting for it. I beat you 2 weeks in a row, so you got me last week. So you went 10-4 last week. I went 9-5.
That was a low key that's a low key low blow right there.
Yeah.
That was really low key. Okay.
I had to throw that out there.
Yeah. Okay. The savagery continues.
Yeah. You could just call me Tecumseh.
Ooh.
It was rough. You're 1-2 so far in the weeks, but overall you're 28-11 in 3 weeks of picks. I'm 29-10, so you're only one game behind. We've had some good picks overall in general. I'm very pleased with that. I think this week we have some good picks too, and I'm going to move to 3-1, I believe, just looking at the picks and the differences.
Oh, again, the savagery will not stop. Okay.
Oh man, here at the Grind, we like to have a little fun with our picks. So. But that'll do it for this week's pick. Any final words?
I think it's going to be a really good, great week of football. We have to also remember to our listeners out there, this is the first week of district play. So at this point in time, points matter. So you are hoping that your team is finishing the game. They have at least 15 or more points on the scoreboard to the other team so they can get a full 15 district points. Because at this point in time, you're playing for either your district spot or you're playing for points to get that district spot, whether it be, in Class 6A1 all the way down to Class C. This is now the games that really matter.
Yeah.
You can talk about the rivalry games all you want, like we've covered the last 2 weeks, but now these games matter, and this is where the road to state championship starts.
Yeah, none of the games. You can throw everything else out of the window so far. Maybe besides the way your team has looked. I mean, maybe some things changed, but as far as your record goes, it doesn't matter. Throw that out the window. You're starting 0-0 right now.
Yeah, this is really week one.
Yeah, if you can look at it like that. So that's a positive spin for some of these teams who started out, with a tough schedule. A lot of teams have played teams that are above them in class, or some have played them below. But you throw all those out the window and you look at this as week one. So it's intriguing. There's got a lot of good games this week, a lot of good games coming up in the weeks ahead. So I appreciate all the listeners and all the support. We hit 700 followers on Twitter this week. We appreciate it. We're working to get to 1,000. If you take the time, share us on Twitter, Facebook. Also, we're giving away OU Texas tickets. Follow xrtickets.com on Twitter. Also Facebook. We're giving away a pair of tickets. It's simple as that. All you have to do is take 5 seconds out of your life, go like xrtickets.com's Facebook page, as well as their Twitter at xrtickets. And if you do that, we're giving away a pair of OU tickets, and you're entered for a chance to win. It's very simple.
And let me say that one more time. We are giving away a pair of tickets to one of the biggest college football rivalries each year. OU versus Texas in Dallas, Texas, at the Cotton Bowl. It doesn't get any better than that. All you got to do is follow XR Tickets on Facebook and on Twitter.
Yeah, and you're going to want to follow those guys too, just because they nationwide leader in ticket. They have tickets to every event that you could possibly want nationwide, not just local sporting events, also concerts, big events, anything like that. So again, that's xrtickets.com. We appreciate them being our biggest sponsor. That'll do it for this week. I'm Austin Wood.
I'm Andrew Tice.
Thank you for listening.
The Oklahoma Sports Grind podcast is presented to you by our sponsors. XR Tickets, the latest in all concert and sports athletic events nationwide. XRTickets.com. Blueprint Graphics. And Rapid Service Center in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Visit us online at rapidautorepair.com.